Liam Neeson is often introduced by his icons, the moral spine of Oscar Schindler, the unflinching father of Taken, the serene Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn. A voice that seems to move mountains. Eyes that carry quiet sorrow. But the legend on the screen has always been a man in motion off it, working, enduring, loving, breaking, and choosing to stand again. At 72, as the spotlight softens, the question people whisper is simple. Has he found peace? Or does the darkness still murmur behind those calm eyes? Liam Neeson was born June 7, 1952, into a Northern Ireland of hard winters and harder choices. The Neesons were Roman Catholic in a largely Protestant town, working class, proud, and careful with every coin. Home was 3 rooms shared by 6 hearts. Floorboards creaked, wallpaper peeled, and the cold came in without asking. His father, Barney Neeson, was a school caretaker. His mother, Kitty, cooked for other people's children and came home with hands red from scalding water, hoping leftovers would stretch for her own. Liam, the only boy among sisters, Elizabeth, Bernadette, and Rosaline, spoke little and watched everything. Out of love and worry, his father sent 9-year-old Liam to the church boxing club. The hall smelled of sweat and sawdust, and the ropes wore stains of effort and forgiveness. He fought to belong, not to boast. By 14, he'd won youth titles 3 years running. Tall, controlled, unreadable. Then one clean shot to the head and the sound fell out of the world. My brain just went, he would say later. It was very, very scary. He left the ring that night. No drama, no speech. Just a quiet decision to live with the injury you cannot see. Poverty teaches patience. So does rain on a tin roof. He never forgot either. In his late teens and early 1970s, Neeson left home with a small case and a large promise to himself. Belfast was gray and unkind. He drove trucks, hauled crates, laid stone. He tried St. Mary's College with dreams of teaching, but dreams cost money he didn't have. Some weeks he counted every coin before buying bread. Some weeks he didn't buy it at all. Everything shifted in 1976 when a broom put him on a stage. Hired to sweep floors at the Lyric Players Theatre in Belfast, he slipped into small roles within weeks. 2 lines at first, enough to feel heard. He moved on to Dublin, then London. Tiny flats, drafty halls, long walks because bus fare was a luxury. But on stage he learned the lesson that would shape his screen work forever. Stillness, as Robert De Niro told him, can be louder than rage. The early films, Excalibur, 1981, The Mission, The Bounty, Lamb, Suspect, The Dead Pool, paid for rent or food, not both. Casting directors passed with polite reasons. Too intense, too Irish, too much sadness in the eyes. He kept the rejection letters like proof of life. Sometimes the only thing that kept me going, he said later, was knowing I had nothing to go back to. In 1993, Steven Spielberg saw in Neeson what others had missed. Warmth, sorrow, charm, iron. Schindler's List was filmed over 110 wrenching days. After the liquidation of the ghetto, Neeson sat alone in a dark hotel room, chain-smoking in silence. It took me months to feel like myself again. The film won 7 Oscars, and fame found him, but it did not fix him. Fame doesn't heal you, he said. It just makes your silence louder. He kept working. Michael Collins, Les Miserables, Gangs of New York, some artistic triumphs, some box office struggles. Success rents a room, he liked to say. It never buys the house. Then came the mid-2000s. Kinsey, 2004, drew praise but not crowds. Breakfast on Pluto and 5 Minutes of Heaven mattered to him but strained the finances. Between 2004 and 2008, he quietly invested nearly $2 million of his own money in independent films. He believed in the stories, even when the market didn't. At 56, a modest Paris-set thriller changed everything. Taken wasn't expected to be more than a quick actioner. Instead, it tapped a deeper truth, not vengeance, but grief. The movie earned $223 million worldwide and turned a thoughtful character actor into a late-career action icon. Sequels and high-octane thrillers followed. Taken 2, non-stop, run all night, with 16-hour shoot days that left more bruises than applause. I'm not 25 anymore, he'd joke. But he showed up every dawn. Work was oxygen. On Excalibur in 1981, he met Helen Mirren, 36 to his 29, polished to his raw, fearless to his shy. They lived together for 4 years, and she helped him carry himself like he belonged. When the relationship ended, there was kindness instead of scandal, and a lesson that lasted. In 1988, a small film, Satisfaction, brought him to Julia Roberts, 20 to his 36. It was gentle warmth for a season. Her career surged. Mystic Pizza, Steel Magnolias, Whispers of Pretty Woman, and life pulled them apart. Years later, she called him the kindest man. He kept the compliment like a keepsake, and then the love that made a life. Broadway 1993, Anna Christie. Neeson, 41. Natasha Richardson, 30. Theater royalty with a calm center and a bright laugh. They fell in love between lines. Married in 1994 in Millbrook, New York. Michael arrived in 1995. Daniel followed a year later. They preferred lopsided birthday cakes to red carpets, country walks to parties. He built a crooked backyard swing that made the boys feel like they could fly. She was my compass, he said simply. My home, March 2009. A gentle ski lesson near Montreal. A simple fall, a shrug and a smile. Hours later, the headache. He was 56 and on set in Toronto when the call came. At the hospital, the doctor's words were quiet and impossible. Brain dead. Natasha's skin was warm, her face serene. He took her hand and whispered, "Sweetie, you're not coming back from this." They had made a promise about what to do if one of them could not return. He kept it. Her organs saved 3 lives. She's keeping 3 people alive, he said. She would have wanted that. Something in him ended that day, too. He moved because stillness was unbearable. Taken, The A-Team, Unknown, The Gray. Films that looked like thrillers but felt like confessions. I needed the gray, he said, to channel my grief. On screen, he fought wolves in the snow. Off-screen, he fought the cold within. He tried gently to begin again with British publicist Freya St. Johnston. After 2 years, they let each other go. I need to focus on my boys, he said, and he did. The tabloids tossed out names, Brooke Shields, Pamela Anderson, and he smiled the rumors aside. In 2024, asked whether he could love again, he said only, no. Not bitter, just honest. Some hearts stop reopening. Mikhail, the eldest, stumbled for a time under the weight of grief, then chose a beautiful homage. He changed his surname to Richardson. He did the right thing, Liam said. A lovely gesture. Daniel stayed steady and near. Between the 3 of them, there is silence, and there is peace. Every February, he brings flowers, brushes snow from Natasha's name, and talks to her as if she's in the next room. Some loves don't fade. They change form. The body keeps its own ledger. In 2000, a motorcycle, a deer, a violent quiet, and a pelvis shattered in multiple places. Surgeons wired him back together. Rehabilitation came in inches. Nights hummed with pain he described as a low, constant song. Sleep rarely stayed. Then the action years, punches, falls, cold rain. You can't fake gravity, he said. You only meet it halfway. After 60, the cramps, sharp, sudden, punishing. Lactic acid and years of strain with caffeine as a willing accomplice. He quit coffee, and the pain softened. After 2009, whiskey tried to blur the edges. One bottle at 6, another near midnight. One morning, the mirror told him a truth he couldn't ignore. He stopped. It wasn't helping, he said. My boys needed to see how to stand. There's metal in him now, and a careful economy in how he moves. Ask about it, and he shrugs with a small smile. It's part of the deal, isn't it? Now at 73, Liam Neeson lives between New York and the countryside home he shared with Natasha. Woods, long skies, honest quiet. Over the years, he has bought and sold sensibly an Upper West Side apartment purchased for under $4 million and later sold for more than $10 million. The Millbrook farmhouse where silence feels like companionship rather than absence. His net worth is estimated between $120 and $145 million. the result of 100-plus films, decades of theater, voice work, and steady choices. He lives comfortably, not loudly. Luxury to him is choosing simplicity. He gives quietly and consistently to UNICEF, Amnesty International, Make Poverty History, and projects for refugees and children. He lends his voice where it matters and keeps his ego out of the way. His sons, Mikial in fashion and film, Daniel in business and design, anchor him. He listens more than he lectures. "My greatest achievement," he said, "is the men my sons are becoming." In recent months, the world has watched him share easy laughter with Pamela Anderson, his co-star in the Naked Gun revival. Neither has confirmed anything, and it doesn't need a label. Whether friendship or something gentler, it hints at openness, the possibility that light can return, even softly. Each winter he visits Natasha, brushing snow from stone and speaking softly to the air. Each morning he stretches, feels the ache, thanks the body that still carries him. Wealth, fame, legacy, those are details. What lasts is the work, the humility, the way he has turned pain into purpose. Liam Neeson is not a myth. He is a man who has known glory and grief, pain and recovery, love and the long after. Strength, he reminds us, isn't how loud you roar. It's how quietly you endure. If his journey moved you, take a breath and think of your own quiet victories. Share a memory. Say what resilience means to you. Stories like his and yours deserve to be heard.